Hey y'all, welcome to Vlogmas Day 6. I am working from home today, so I'm gonna just take you along with me a little bit in between work stuff. Right now I'm outside, as you can tell, duh. But I am walking Max on his morning walk. This is Max on his first walk. He's always super excited. So excited you can't even really see his head. What a shot. Oh, there's our Max. No, not there. Oh, what a sweet boy. What a sweet boy. Gotta check all of these signposts and trees, huh? Ooh. Oh, what do you see? Someone out raking? It's pretty cold again today, guys. It's yesterday wasn't so bad. And then the weather dropped about 20 degrees again. So that's fun. Leave it. It's my good boy. What a boy. All right, we are going to finish out our walk. And I'll check in with you a little bit later. Okay, y'all, I am done walking Max. We just got back, and I was hoping to be able to wash these dishes before I started recording today. I did put a load of laundry in the washing machine and get that going, and my dishwasher is going. I thought I would have enough time to, just take 10 minutes and wash these dishes. I do work at my kitchen table, so having a mess in the kitchen is really distracting to me. But I have a meeting coming up in about 7 minutes, so I'm not going to have time to get started with that. But I think I am going to have time to make a second cup of tea. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I will get to work. And after the meeting, I think I will take the 10 minutes and just knock out these dishes. So I will see you when we do that. But let's make some tea. All right, I've got my kettle here. Highly recommend getting an electric kettle, even if you're not a tea person. It just boils water so quickly. Sometimes when I'm really in a rush, when I'm cooking, I will actually put a little bit of water in a pan on the stove and start to get that warming up. And then I'll actually put more water in my electric kettle and boil it, because it boils so much more quickly in the kettle than it does on the stove top. But let's grab my massive box of tea. So this is what I like to drink. This has 320 tea bags in it, or it did when I first got it. This was a pregnancy purchase that it was just pure pregnancy brain. I saw this online when I was pregnant. I was off any sort of caffeine. So I was getting decaf tea, and the decaf tea, a smaller box, like this size, was like around $10. And then I saw this one, and it was only $11. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I have to get that, not realizing that it was so much cheaper because it was in fact not decaf. So now that I am beyond the point where I have to restrict my caffeine, I have my tea in the morning, and this is what I use. So this will be good for like a year, and you can see there's still a ton in here. British folks are probably cringing that I have this much tea open at a time. So sorry, guys. All right. And I'll see you when that is ready. All right, y'all, my kettle just finished, so I'm going to pour some into my teacup here. All right, and normally I would wait until, I'm just gonna get some of the air out of this tea bag. Normally I would wait until this finishes steeping before adding milk, but I'm on a time crunch because my meeting's about to start. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the milk and put some in there so I can just start drinking it in a couple minutes into my meeting. Nice big gallon size of whole milk. Since it's so full, I am going to pour it over the sink in case I screw it up. There we go. All right, time to get back to work. I'll see you after the meeting when we take care of these dishes. All right, y'all, my meeting just ended and the dishwasher actually just finished running. So I'm going to go ahead and knock out these dishes real quick so that it's a little bit easier for me to concentrate on my work for the rest of the day. And hopefully this will be super quick. So normally we do a kitchen reset every night where we wash all the dishes. But we got supper on the table a little bit late yesterday, and so I need to concentrate so I don't cut myself on this very sharp knife. I'm not good at multitasking. Give me just a second. All right. So like I was saying, normally we do a kitchen reset each night, but we got supper on the table a little bit late yesterday, and we can't really do dishes after the kids' bedtime because the nursery is not that far from the kitchen, and the sound of the dishes like clinking together does tend to wake them up. So that's not what we want to do after we have just gotten them into bed. I think any mom or parent of small children will understand that. So we just kind of left it. But we also had a lot of other stuff that we needed to do last night anyway. So getting it reset just wasn't a huge priority last night, to be perfectly honest. And as much as I like to wake up to a clean kitchen, sometimes you just don't have the bandwidth to do everything. So after the kids went to bed, my husband and I spent some time together just going over our day without constant interruption of young children, and have some quality time together. And then he went to do his little decompression stuff at night. And I went to the room where I had left piles of laundry on the bed in the morning. That morning I had kind of sorted out this huge pile of laundry to make sure that my kids had clothes to wear and that I had clothes to wear, and I just kind of left it there while I was in the office. So that needed to be cleaned up before I could even think about getting into bed, because I didn't just want to scoop it all back up into the laundry basket, which I'm definitely not above doing, but I'd already done that, and it was enough laundry where it actually overflowed the basket. So I had to do my trick of where I shoved the clothes in and made this huge mound on top of the laundry basket, and then I tucked a blanket over it and in the side, so it's like visually less cluttered looking for me. It's just like one blanket that I'm seeing and then the basket underneath. But it's also so that stuff doesn't fall out on the floor, because I had about 2 to 3 times the capacity of that basket shoved into that basket. So I didn't really want to have to finagle that again. And so it didn't take me that long to do that, but I also needed to pay bills. A lot of our bills that are due like right at the beginning of the month are on auto pay. And I'm a little bit weird. I am the one who like goes in and pays the bills. Obviously, my husband is very aware of what they are, and we discuss it, and all that sort of thing. So it's not like he's not involved. I just happen to be the person who like goes in and actually physically pays the ones that aren't on auto pay and like updates our budget spreadsheet each month. So most of the ones that I have on auto pay are ones that are fixed amount bills. So like our mortgage, our insurance, our phone bill, our internet, those sorts of things. And the ones that are not fixed are the credit card that we have like groceries, or if on the rare occasion we go out to eat or we do like travel or whatnot, we'll put the expenses on there because we get cash back. So paying that off and like going through the statement and saying, okay, so this is what we spent on travel or going out. This is like just purely groceries. So we can kind of track how much we're spending in each of those categories. So I go through there, and then there's just like, you know, other bills like, oh, we had a doctor's appointment that we had to pay for, or, you know, pictures from daycare. They had some pictures in there for this month. Just random expenses like that. I like to go ahead and take a look at them. So I don't want those on auto pay. So I like to take a look and make sure it's all accurate. That's just me probably being weird, but that's how it works for us. So I did need to go in and pay bills and update the budget. And I do have some personal bills like my car payment and well, that's pretty much it. My car payment, and then, you know, if I get any extra food that's like just for me, or buying gifts for folks, or having like a coffee with a friend or whatever. So then I go through my budget and take care of those as well. So I did the laundry after the kids went to bed, and my husband and I had our, you know, connection time in the evening, and then paid the bills. And then since it's Vlogmas, I also had to, I'm, you know, editing tonight what I filmed that day so that it can be posted early the next day. Goodness, what is this? So yeah, it was a little bit of a later night getting to bed last night, and just these dishes were not the highest priority, and sometimes that just happens. Oh, and my daughter got, her tummy was bothering her, and, you know, in the middle of that all, I heard her over the monitor because my kids share a room. So we mostly have the monitor for my son for when he gets up because he's in a crib and, you know, can't get out by himself. But sometimes, you know, my daughter needs us too. And last night was such a night, and she just wasn't feeling well. So we were up with her for a little bit. Probably around, I don't know, I think that was around maybe 10 or 10:30. So a little bit of a later night for me. I probably went to bed around 11 or 11:30. And some people are probably thinking, oh, that's not that late. But when your children wake up at 4 to 5 a.m. in the morning, going to bed at 11 p.m. is not the best strategy for getting the amount of rest you need to function. But I was able to get the things done. Oh, I even cut my nails. My nails were getting really long, and I type a lot for my job. So I get really irritated when they get too long, and I was accidentally starting to scratch my kids, which is another reason why I keep my nails short. So I was able to cut my nails while I was waiting for my Vlogmas video to export after editing it. So that was nice. I'm laughing because I was about to say it was nice to have a little bit of self-care time, and it's like cutting your nails so that you can physically do your job and like not maim your children. That should not be considered self-care. I know it's kind of like billed that way now, but that's not what it should be. I feel like that's not right. Anyhow, that's a tangent I'm not going to go on. I'm glad these dishes did not take too long. again, the knife, the very sharp knife. So I have to stop talking while I do that because I can't concentrate. All right, and then I'm going to rinse out the sponge, get as much of the soap out as possible because I'm going to do this cast iron. And that's what you do with cast iron. But it is the last dish, so that's exciting. And for the most part, these are pretty well seasoned, so everything just kind of falls off. Now you can't see what I'm doing, so apologies. Trying to find a good angle, and then I was like, well, I need to do this quickly, so that's the angle you get, okay? All right, now I just need to, I'm probably going to leave most of this out to dry except for the knives and the cast iron because obviously I'm not going to leave cast iron. That would be silly and create more work for me later. But I think I am going to do that off camera so I can do it a little bit more quickly. And I will pick you guys back up probably on my lunch. All right, see you in a little bit. All right, hey y'all, it is during my lunch break right now. So I'm actually going to set a timer because I have a little bit less time than usual today for my lunch. So let me go ahead and start that. All right. I have a lot to do at work, so I definitely do not want to go over my lunch break today. But I'm starting to accumulate gifts at this point, and we need to get wrapping. So I thought that I would do a little wrapping session with y'all. All right, so in that very large bag, I have some wrapping paper. This is my wrapping box, and I don't generally have a ton of wrapping paper because we have like a bajillion gift bags. Ooh, what's that? Okay. And we just have like birthday paper and then this brown craft paper that I can kind of make into whatever I need it to. But we have some bows here and some tissue paper, and there are some boxes in here. But this year, what my husband had a great idea, and he wanted to get 4 different kinds of wrapping paper. Well, not 4 specifically. He wanted to get a wrapping paper for each person in the family and then just wrap all of the person's gifts in that wrapping paper. My kids are too young to read, so he thought that this would be a fun way for them to be able to recognize their gifts and easily distribute the gifts. So my daughter has this wrapping paper. Here, I will come a little bit closer so y'all can see this wrapping paper. And this is all just from Target, and they're the $3 rolls from Target. Okay, so it has like sloths and koala bears and polar bears, all in Christmas antlers, scarves, and hats. So I thought that would be cute for her. The buffalo check is for my husband. These are actually dachshunds or wiener dogs in Christmas sweaters and Christmas booties and hats. My son right now is really into dogs. We actually went to our city's Christmas parade, and the thing that he was into was pointing out every single dog that was in this parade because they have a lot of dogs in our parades here, and every horse. So he's learning his animals and what they say. So whenever he sees a dog, he points and he goes, woof, woof, woof. So anyhow, so I thought that would be fun for him. And then I just picked out this kind of, it's almost like a sweater design for my stuff. So obviously we won't be using that today. It can just live over there. But I will be using these. All right. And I do have a gift for Max, who you may have heard just yawn from the other side of the couch. But obviously he's here, so I can't wrap his gift. And I think I'm going to do a gift bag for him since we do have a bajillion gift bags. And he might be able to manage a gift bag easier, I think. So I wanted to just show you guys this and explain kind of the method. I have stuff that I need to open from Amazon here, and we'll see later if I was standing too close to the camera where my head was cut off, because that'd be fun for that bit. But I'll probably speed up the rest of this and just do voiceover. So if that was an issue, I'll just, whatever. It'll be fine. Here we go. Oh, I did want to start Christmas music since y'all won't be hearing this part anyway, but I don't want to wrap in silence. So let me go do that real quick. I'll be right back. So the main thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about while I was wrapping here is just that today's vlog is kind of a look at how I balance my work at my outside job and the tasks that I need to do around the house on my work from home days. I try to make sure I'm really being balanced and dedicating time to my work, but still, being able to get a reasonable amount of things done at the house. So just a typical schedule for me on a work from home day is dropping my kids off at daycare and then coming back home, and usually I'll have a quick breakfast, and usually Max eats his breakfast then, and we will go for a walk. Sometimes I will go ahead and start the laundry before our walk, like I did today, and I also put the dishes that needed to go into the dishwasher in the dishwasher and started the dishwasher. The number of dishes that you saw on the countertop was definitely not the number of dishes I woke up to in our kitchen. So if you were thinking, wow, you don't really have that many dishes for not having cleaned your kitchen the night before, it was a little bit misleading, because I did go ahead and load the dishwasher and get that started before I filmed anything today. So usually I will try to get those things started since they take a while. And then this morning I walked Max after I did that and came back and went to work, signed into work and started working. And then I do throughout the day switch over laundry, but that usually only takes about 5 minutes to switch over a load. I don't put up the laundry at that time because that would take too long away from work. And then on my lunch break, I usually have that reserved for whatever I need to do that day. So today's lunch break was actually much more fun than usual because I do get satisfaction out of wrapping. And it was nice, even though I had a shorter lunch break, that I was able to fit that in. Other days when I have longer lunch breaks, I'll go to the grocery store and do our grocery shopping for the week, or I will meal plan in addition to going to the grocery store, or sometimes I'm cleaning bathrooms and that sort of thing. Since I have started doing this channel, I do film on those days, so usually I do spend at least a half hour filming something for y'all during my lunch break. I do just eat when I'm actually still working at my job, so that I have the full lunch break available to do whatever else I need to do. So that's kind of a typical day of how I balance my job and also tasks around the house, so I don't have to spend so much time on the weekends or in the evenings doing these things when I really would rather spend that time with my family. Since I do work full time, as does my husband, and my kids go to daycare during the day, so it feels like we don't see them as much, definitely, as we would like to. So I always want to be really present in the evening around them before their bedtime. But also, I like to sleep, so I don't want to be staying up super late at night doing these tasks. Looks like I am kind of getting towards the end of my daughter's gifts here. This is a big box of bath bombs. My daughter's very into bath bombs. These have little surprises on the inside, so I guess it's little toys that after the bath bomb dissolves, they're in the middle of the bath bomb. So we'll have to see what those are like. I'm not a huge fan of having lots of little plastic toys everywhere, but maybe these will be things that she'll just play with for a couple weeks after they appear, and then we can, convince her to kind of get rid of those. She tends to be pretty good about letting go of toys that she's not playing with anymore, which I very much appreciate. All right, looks like we are done with my daughter's gifts for right now and moving over to my son's gifts. These are some Duplos that it looks like it's a really fun set. It's either a backhoe or a front loader or something like that. But we actually do have a set of Duplos. I don't know if you can see it in the background there in the pile of toys. We already have a storage container, so getting a little set like this is nice because we'll just be able to store it in the container that we already have, and it won't take up a lot of extra space in the house. But he's pretty much into anything with wheels right now, so I know he's going to love this. And I will say, I know you guys couldn't see the paper that well, but this paper is just absolutely adorable. And now it's time to clean up. Rearranging the box a little bit so all these rolls fit in, and I was so satisfied that they all fit in well. All right, yeah, so I just went to turn off my music, but I got most of the stuff that I wanted to wrap out here. I just had one left over, and that was something for my husband from my sister. So the rest of these got wrapped. As you can see, it's a little bit one-sided, but my husband had a lot of the stuff that was ordered for our son sent to his name, and then he brought the packages in, and I need to check with him to see where they are. He's asked me not to go poking about certain places, so I didn't want to go look for them. That sounded weird. He also has ordered gifts for me that have come in, so he doesn't want me like looking in his closets and stuff. So I don't know if the rest of my son's gifts are in his closet, but I'll just ask him for them tonight. But that's why this seems lopsided. But yep, most of my daughter's wrapped, and those are gifts from us and also from my sister. And then this is for my son, and this is, like I said, my husband's gift. So this will go back in my closet, and I will put our wrapping box back under the bed. So my husband knows where it is. He's definitely going to be wrapping some of the gifts as well. It's not just me having to wrap everything. I need to put that wrapping paper in here and then just toss and recycle this stuff. So my timer did go off about when I was in the middle of doing my son's, but very happy with being able to get through that and just running over time slightly. And I think that is probably going to be it for today's Vlogmas. I need to get back to work. I have a project I'm working on that's taking quite a while to get through. So I want to go ahead and get on that so I can be productive in that realm of my life too. I hope you enjoyed today's Vlogmas. Make sure that you like the video if you enjoyed it, and go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when the rest of my Vlogmas series comes out. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.